Okay. Hey, everybody. Claudia. Wow, Claudia's here. Eitan, if you don't mind turning your audio down a bit. Okay. Yeah, still here at Eitan. Can you turn that down? Okay. Great. So we're going to get into this in just a minute, and we're going to talk about this. So, how many of you, again, it's more of an unusual topic that we've got here today, talking about detecting lie detectors. A lot of you have used ChatGPT and other tools for, basically, here's a house that I'm selling. It sold to the current owner 5 years ago. This was the description. Here's a couple changes they made, and poof, now I've got a description that is unique to me and done. And a lot of you are using ChatGPT that way, and that's great. I want everyone to continue that. Um, this is just one example today of how ChatGPT could really be used to actually detect lies. I've got a bunch of you, and this happens when business might not be all that busy, or when you get a deal that's too good to be true. Isn't it true that you want it to be true? That the $3 million buyer called you off of your Google My Business page and they're saying, "Oh, we need a realtor in Texas or on the west coast of Florida or wherever you might be. And I read your reviews and you seem great. Maybe I'll work with you." Spoiler alert, that person is almost always lying. It's not that you're a bad person, it's not that you're bad at what you do, but they feed off of people who they feed off of trying to get you to see the possibility. And why the heck not? You're doing a $3 million deal, 2.5% commission, 75,000 reasons to believe them, right? $75,000. We'd love to make that. So we've got that issue constantly with, what exactly do we do to detect that? Well, there are several prompts that you're going to be able to utilize. I'm going to give an example of letters from attorneys, for example. Now, let's just take a quick peek here. Give me a second just to get myself situated. Oops, I got to share the screen. So I'll give you just an example of something. This was a letter that I got from the president of my community. I read what they were saying, that there was an accounting update and there was some issues with that. And again, this was something that was sent out. Now, it doesn't mean that, and let me just turn this off for a second. It doesn't mean that there's definitely a lie. It just means that there was a percentage of something that's actually being hidden, and you could actually drill down on that. So let's just take a quick peek here. Um, Please take a look at this email from the president of my club. Do you think it was entirely forthright? And then I'm going to paste the letter in there, and ChatGPT goes nuts just at that point. Is generally structured to convey transparency, yet some elements could seem less than fully forthright. So it's talking about the survey results. It gives you the reasoning why some of these things. CFO resignation accounting update. The email mentions a control deficiency and describes the audit's findings in a positive light, stating no significant issues were found. Most people just stop there. The term control deficiency, however, may raise concerns about what prompted the initial review, and it's unclear if this deficiency affects past operations or member finances. So we could also go a little bit further, and this is where most of you stop, on a scale of let's do this, of one to 10, 10 being deceptive and one being honest. How would you rate this writing? And then we could actually make a choice here. Okay, it's around a 6 on an honesty scale. Okay, is neither outright deceptive nor fully transparent. So, you could actually judge from there. And again, this is not some magic prompts. If you were looking for that, this is just trying to open you up to the possibility of what you could do with ChatGPT. There's also something else that I want to talk with you about, and that is contextualize. Now, when you're actually trying to detect whether someone is lying to you, you have the whole context of what's being lied. In other words, somebody called someone who's a member of this group. We won't tell who. They need to buy a home for $3 million. What were the things that he said? He's recently widowed. His wife died 6 years ago. And he's got two 6-year-old twins. Okay, so that tells me that he either forgot that he said that or she died in childbirth, which is entirely possible, but it's not the thing that you normally hear every single day. So I picked up on that. Again, this is a lot of money here. He's a big deal. So we know that. He's also got another child. He also sent us, do we have that? I'm trying to find he also sent us um, what is it? A bank statement from Wells Fargo. And can you forward that to me? If you could forward that to me again, and I'll do that. And you could actually copy and paste the bank statement. I'm sorry that you know, uh, yeah, I'm going to copy and paste the bank statement in a moment and be able to put that in. And you could say, does this document look doctored? That's the other thing that you could do with this. And in fact, it talked about why some of these things were not so obvious in the beginning. Just let me know when you send it over to me again. Sorry about that, guys. We've got you find it? Okay, give this another moment. Actually, before we get on, let's go around while I'm trying to get that document in place. Again, I had it on my desktop. I apologize. We're going to pull it up in just a second. Who's used ChatGPT or anything for that matter to try and find a liar? We got a thumbs up here. Anyone? Who's actually thought about, hold on, wait a minute. I think I found it.
Um,
Give me, sorry, go ahead and speak if I can't see who it is. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to get this thing together here. Yeah. No, did you? Did you send it? Okay, let me just grab that. Yeah, the driver's license as well? Okay. Okay, so 8 tons. Oh, here, I got the driver's license. And I got the bank statement. Okay, I got both. So let's take a peek here. Sorry about that, guys. We let these people in. Now let's take a quick peek at this bank statement. This I find pretty cool. So we'll start a new page here. And I got this. Okay, so does everybody see this on my screen? Do you see the
yeah.
bank statement? Yes or no, please? Okay. So you can see that this is a bank statement. It's from Wells Fargo, and it came from this guy, Bryson Jace. And, at first glance, it looks pretty interesting. First thing that we see is redacted information. See the black covering up there, which in and of itself is not so crazy. People don't always want their personal information here. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about this document. Based on what you see, is is this uh, does this raise any red flags? You can see the screen, right, Ethan? Okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not seeing this. Let me just try it again. Very strange. Okay, let's try it with Claude. Same thing. Okay, there's always a workaround. So now we're just using another LLM, but this will work as well with ChatGPT. Okay. Please look at this bank statement and tell me if you think it was doctored. Okay. Okay. So new beginning balance $6,411,300. Deposits and credit $2,802, $802,120. The math checks out perfectly. Visual indicators. Formatting and layout appear consistent with genuine Wells Fargo statements. Wells Fargo logo and branding look authentic. Font types. So okay, while these numbers are unusually large for a typical personal, I don't see any obvious technical signs of manipulation of the document itself. The mathematics are precise formatting. However, I want to note as an AI, I can't make deficiency claims. So we'll say
That would act as a bank risk assessment.
act as a bank risk assessment. Take context as well. Okay. Location size. It's a personal everyday checking account in Scarsdale, New York, showing multi-million dollar transactions is highly unusual. Regular checking accounts typically don't handle transactions. Account type mismatch. Wells Fargo Everyday Checking is a consumer banking product. The transaction volumes withdrawals in a 30-day period are completely inconsistent with normal consumer banking patterns. These transaction sizes would trigger multiple BSA, AML, bank secrecy, anti-money laundering alerts. Account features. The account shows basic consumer features, mobile banking, um, online banking with balances as large as the client will typically be in Wells Fargo private bank. Risk and concerns. Let's go on with this. Such large transactions. So it's going on with all this service level. And it's going on with, based on my risk assessment, I believe the statement shows strong indicators of potential manipulation. The one thing that it also didn't say, which ChatGPT did say, was that the numbers balance out perfectly. In other words, this guy had multi-millions going in and coming out, but there was no change. It was never $4,275.10. And when you see
Mm.
multiple accounts coming in and out, and I'm a little disappointed in Claude because it didn't pick up on that. But when you have a huge amount going out, a huge amount coming in, a little something called interest, bank fees, okay, that didn't show up in that. Now, I'm showing you this. This is a real situation with someone who belongs to this group who very much wants and needs the money, just like all of us here, just very much wants the deal to make sense. There's your evidence. Here, look, I've got the money. I could buy the property. And it was sent to this person. There's another thing I want to show you. Not only did we get this, but, and I hope that we could get this working in ChatGPT now, we also got a driver's license. Ooh, let's see, did it work? Okay, it's not working in there. Let's take a look here. Very disappointed in ChatGPT this morning, but let's take a look. I aim to please. And we got this guy's driver's license. That should be enough right there. Okay, please look at this driver's license. Check for font, placement, etc. Was it manipulated? Okay. Now, at the end of this, it's going to say, after examining the New York State driver, there are several concerning indicators. Format and security elements. The placement of the appearance Excelsior hologram seems off. The background security pattern lacks the typical fine details from microprinting seen in genuine New York licenses. New York State header appears to be slightly irregular. The numerical font used for the ID doesn't perfectly match the standard New York City Department of Motor Vehicles font. Photo analysis. The photo borders appear slightly irregular. Are we seeing a pattern here, guys? Um, Okay, date of birth, the guy would be 38 years old, but he appears to be older. Okay, so maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm 56 and I look like I'm 36. I'm just kidding. I am very sexy though, so it's important that all of you know that. So here we have those things within the context. If you now take a look at both of the evidence that you put up, the email of the attachment of the statement, as well as the driver's license that the guy is supporting this, it said, we didn't get this out of ChatGPT, on a scale of 1 to 100, 1 being a liar, 100 being authentic, it ranked it as a 2. It said that this is almost certainly a deceptive person. And now we have to ask the question, why? What is the scam? That's what the broker said to me. What is that person? Why are they going after me? I'm just trying to sell a home. What could it be? There's something in the con man's world called the long con. Has anyone heard of the long con? Long? The long con is exactly that. We're going to spend a lot of time getting to know you, getting to talk to you, getting you concerned and upfront about what I'm doing in my life and who I am and how, all that type of stuff. And then when the moment comes, we'll be able to manipulate you and get something. Let me give you an example. If you right now open up your iPhone and look at Instagram and search for me, Edmund Bogan, you're going to find multiple Edmund Bogan accounts. Here's the shame. Meta won't do anything about it, those bastards. They really won't. It pisses me off because I found where it was very clear that someone's using my name, Edmundd. Okay, they changed the spelling a little bit. And they used the photographs of my children. And they used stuff that I've actually put on there. And what are they doing? About once a month, I get a phone call from a woman. My profile is extremely appealing to widows between 55 and 70 years old. I don't know why that group of people find me so sexy, but they do. Because every time I get widows between 55 and 70 years old, I've had one woman calling me crying saying, "Tell me that this was really you." And I said, "Ma'am, I know what you're talking about. I get calls all the time. Unfortunately, no, it is not me." She said, "But your wife died of cancer." I said, "No, but your wife's never on social media with you." I said, "That's true. That's something else. Don't talk to me about my wife so much." But no, she never died of cancer. "But your daughters, Chloe and Sophie, were in a terrible car accident, and I just wired you $2,000.
Oh,
Yeah, she did. So I went to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department and I reported this as fraud. I certainly want to protect myself. That there's nothing that I did wrong. Uh, Technically, I'm as much a victim as she is because somebody's using my image to prove that. But these are things that you're going to have to look out for. Now, was she foolish? 100%, but she wanted to believe. She wanted to see this. I could see what people find appealing about the profile, all things being, leaving my sexiness aside here. A guy with his daughters is a sweet thing. A guy with his dog is a sweet thing. A guy that's not going out and partying like a crazy guy. A guy that shows that he's successful and selling real estate. You want that to be the guy that you're with, right? Just as I'd look at a woman and say, that's the woman that I want to be with. There's certain characteristics. They're using that as the means. And unfortunately for me, my profile lines up very well with what would be appealing to a particular demographic. Now, why he's going after widows? Because they're the most vulnerable. Think about it. This guy's pretty smart. He's going after, and I'll pull up some
you
of
go
the
after old people always too.
old people. They want to believe. We're going to talk about how to protect yourself.
That happened to my dad, Edmund.
Tell
Thought he
us
won a
about
car. He
it.
thought he won 2 cars and sent money in like thousands of dollars.
They they got money out of him.
Mhm. And the police said this happens all the time to older people, especially.
Yeah. Sorry.
And that's just a shame. That really is a shame. Let me just see where, and how much did they get out of him?
I think it was $3,000 or something per car. He's like, I won a car. I actually won 2 cars. And we're like, nobody just wins a car.
Yeah.
I've had it happen on leases, Edward. I've been,
What happened?
running ads. I say, well, running ads on Craigslist for apartments out here, and the people are advertising these deals, and they got my identity, and they're advertising a great apartment at the beach in Venice or Beverly Hills. And then I get a call, some woman said sent $5,000, and I had to tell her, I'm sorry, but it wasn't me. She was trying to get a place for her daughter going to UCLA. And
Sure.
so that happens a lot. So you could get your, and so watch on the leases because people want an apartment, and if it's too good of a deal, they're gonna like send you money. That's where it's happening out here.
I
Sure.
wonder if that's what
So,
happened. I had somebody
we've
write a
got
check.
Lavette has got her hand up.
Oh,
And
sorry.
so I want to give her a chance. Again, Lavette follows the rules. I always like that. Not that Kenny doesn't follow the
Sorry about
rules.
that.
Kenny's a good guy too. Lavette, how are you, Lavette?
I'm great. How are you all?
Good, thank you.
So yes, this is happening a lot, and my family and I, we were just talking about this. So we have come together and come up with a family code word. Um,
Good.
yeah, you have to do that because all this technology that can mimic your voice, like, and my mother, one of my biggest supporters, if I called her and asked her for $1,000, she's gonna send it with no questions asked.
Of
So
course.
it's important that you guys get together and come up with some strategy on how to tackle this.
Sure. Well, with this woman, my I'm in Dubai, which I personally have never been to Dubai. My daughters, Chloe and Sophie, have been in an accident. Please wire me $2,000. She did it without question. She was in love with this fake. She was in love with this Edmund Bogan who wasn't me. They spent for the last 6 months, they were planning their trip together. I can't imagine falling in love with somebody that way. I mean, I can't, but I genuinely felt for the woman. Was she foolish? Of course she was. But there's a lot of people out there, and even the smart ones. If anyone here wants to say, oh, that would never happen to me, bullshit. There's ways of doing it. Levette brings up a really good point about the family code word. Right now, I have a family code word with my kids and my wife because this is as sure as the sun will rise. If anybody, show of hands, anyone get robocalls?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody gets a robo. Okay, everybody gets robocalls. So the robocall, if that's happening to you, your name is actually out there. My voice is all over the internet. That's it. And by the way, Lavette, I've got you now. Okay, theoretically, anybody does. So unless you're living under a rock, this is stuff that can and will be manipulated. And Lavette is 100% right. I have a code word with the family. So when Chloe or Sophie calls me up crying, saying that they've got a problem, I'll say, great, tell me the family code word. Because well, that's right. I would send my daughter money without question. That's what parents do. And that's what the con man or woman is actually looking for. Let me just show you some of the con sites that we have here. Again, just using myself as an example. Here we go. Manager of Business Standard, London High School. Well, that's not me, guys. That is me. That's me. Business at student, went to London High School, lives in London, United Kingdom. This is me and Laura Bucciolati. We did several deals together in Miami. Great lady. It says that I'm single, which I'm not. And it's got one mutual friend. This is Cecilia. She's not here today, but I got to tell her you're with the wrong person. That's not me. And I don't think that they did much with the site. But you might want to do a quick search of yourself and see what's going on. Look for things like misspellings. Let me just show you here. Edmund Bogan Marks. Now, I made a little bobblehead of myself, or actually, I should say, somebody made that for me. I never made Edmund Bogan Marks. They never did much with this account. But it is stuff that Edmund Boson, okay, so that person might be real. Let me just see. Edmund Bogan. Again, I don't know what this guy, well, let's take a look if this is a real person or not. It could be. It could be. But there are always these attempts. I've been cracking down on it a lot. And I go in and check weekly and I report it and I have other people report. What are you saying, Eitan? Eitan's sitting here with me.
The third one, Edmund Bogan works at.
Works at what?
Is that you?
Which one?
The third one.
This one?
Third one.
I
One
keep.
more down. Yeah, this one.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Edmund Bogan from Croatia works at Shell. No, I mean, again, is there another Edmund Bogan out there?
Probably, yes.
Could be.
Sure.
Could be. I don't know. He's got one friend. So again, I'm kind of relieved. They've taken away a lot of the scam sites, but you might want to take a look for yourself.
Good idea.
I can't get it. You might want to take a moment and look for yourself and see where you're being manipulated and what's going on. So what are you going to be able to do about it? Within um, Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, you could report it. You could have your friends report it. If enough people report it, I've seen it come down, but more often than not, I believe Meta is more interested in having a huge number of supposed accounts that are open, even if it's fake.
Mm.
Uh, Kim Kardashian has 1 billion followers. I think 400 or 500 million of them are not real. That's what they're actually saying. So it's rampant. It's everywhere. And to make matters even worse, did you see the blue dot next to the people that you're following? They used to just save it for people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Kim Kardashian. Let's see if I can find mine. Okay, so there it is. You see the little blue dot here? Verified? Even though I've been in Facebook for about 20 years or close to it, they made me buy that. I have to pay $15 a month for that. For me, it's much less vanity purposes. I don't really care about getting this huge following. I want the right following on social media. But more than anything else, I want people to see that this was verified ed. I want to protect my good name. And I certainly don't want to see women getting manipulated for their money. I will never, ever, ever ask anyone for anything online. If we're going to do a business deal, we're going to do a legitimate transaction. I'm not going to contact you. And I think it's important to actually get that message out and get it out on a regular basis. Okay, so that's basically the overview. We get some chats coming in here. Yes, Aton, thank you for putting that in. My friend and partner Aton is sitting right here. He's in from Europe. So questions, thoughts, ideas. Stories. Anyone else has been manipulated? There's no shame in it. We could try and build a strategy around it. Anyone? No, nobody's gotten scammed. No?
I
Okay, hey, Brenda, go ahead.
I didn't go for it, but I've had several times in the past where it's like, let's say I get an email from you saying that you're overseas and somebody stole your wallet and this and that, and could I help and send you some money? And they take, X amount of money. I've had that numerous times, not in a while, but I used to get that all the time. And I'm like, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, my friend's like in trouble. Like, let me find out. I didn't even know she was in London. And, I was thinking that, but then I definitely verified it though first. So thank goodness I did and just didn't send money.
Sure. It again, they want to play upon your emotions. And most people, what I found interesting about the example of both the bank statement and the driver's license is this guy's doing it professionally. He's gathered the evidence that he needs. And there's going to be a realtor or somebody that's going to fall for it. Incidentally, and I'll get to you in a second, Levette. Incidentally, this guy's actually been talking to this member of our mastermind by phone. And I spoke to him about how it's probably a scam and all of this. And he had a scheduled call with the guy. And the member here sent him, again, I'm keeping this person anonymous. He sent him a WhatsApp message. That's the other signal when they do everything on WhatsApp, saying, we have a meeting now. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be about 10 minutes. And what happens? The phone call rings. It's a different voice. It's a different person. It wasn't the same guy. And what did the guy say? He said that he's got a cold. He actually made a thing about the fact that it was a different person entirely. So sometimes you want to believe. Sometimes you want to see that, and they play upon that. Okay, we got Levette, and then we'll get Lisa. Go ahead, Levette.
So a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, thank you for that tip about the AI putting in documentation. That's always good to know, especially when I'm primarily a listing agent and I get lots of offers from investors and they're just, yeah. Also, I've been receiving a lot of emails from so-called investors that want me to communicate with them on WhatsApp only. I don't know what that's about, but that's clearly a scam. And the last thing is one of the things that I do when I, excuse me, when I answer my phone, I always, my, answer say, this is Lavette. And then people will be on the other line and they'll be like, is this Lavette? Am I speaking to Lavette? They're trying to get you to say yes
Yeah.
because they're going to do something with that. I've heard that many a time. So just wanted to kind of.
So and you know what the answer to that is, Lavette? I am. Who's this? You know, you could just throw the question right back
I
at them.
do. The only thing I always say when they say, is this Lavette? And I say, this is Lavette. I'll just keep repeating, this is Lavette.
Yeah, they want, for some reason, she's right. I've heard this, that they do want you to get to say yes. So I'm sorry, guys. I really wish we didn't have to be this cautious anymore. I really wish that that wasn't going to be the case. As these scams evolve, and they will. I'm speaking with a client of mine right now. He said, I don't keep anything on mine. I'm like, okay, well, it's not practical, but I get that. He said, well, what can you do to protect? Well, these are the things that you could do. And he said, you'll always be safe. I said, no, because the scam artists are there's going to be new technologies coming along, and you need to go to places like our mastermind here, and you need to actually study and work to protect yourself. Lisa, go ahead, and then we'll get David 15 in a minute.
We are seeing quite a few scammers here in Arizona that are soliciting realtors to list vacant lots.
Yes.
And I don't know if you're seeing that in other areas, but we've got a ton of that. Now, I did get hooked the first time, and now, I mean, once you get burned, then you know.
Yeah. Look.
And then all of a sudden, you just see it all over the place.
So, yeah, and what do you think the purpose is?
I have no idea. And I wonder how far they would even get, with a title company or a transaction. I don't know.
So this is, I spoke with a young woman a few years ago who was in real estate, not with Elman. And again, I don't need to give her name. And she was very excited because somebody had just called him. He's on the way to the airport and just saw her listing and wants to go and see the listing with her. And she brought this up to a few people. So we didn't have the same technology that we have today, but I thought it was rather strange. I've got cash. I'm heading back to the airport. I want to make one last purchase. Nah, doesn't work that way, guys. Here's the problem with ladies and your safety. You want to put the best possible images of yourself up on social media. Of course, who wants to look like shit? Nobody does. But women in particular want to make themselves look great. You certainly, when you're young, you might not have that much money, you might not have that much business. So now your contact information is up there. Your empty listing in the middle of nowhere, which is on the way to the airport, is up there. And we then did a search with this person and found that this guy who contacted her was indeed the telephone number associated with someone who's on the sex offenders registry.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah. So follow the bloody protocol. Okay. There's nothing more valuable than your life. Again, I've got daughters. I get very emotional about this type of thing. But unfortunately, today we've made it so easy, so easy. You could walk through in your own mind how if you were a bad person, what would you do? And I just think that it was a tragedy that was saved. Tinka Ellington, some of you know Tinka. She's a friend of mine here. She drove around with a guy who literally just got out of jail. This is several years ago. He just got out of jail that day, guys, that day.
Oh,
and she drove around with him looking at properties. And the way she found out that he was a criminal was that when she went to, we took him to lunch. That's a very common thing for realtors to do. She left the table, put the credit card down to pay the credit card, and she got back and he was gone. And so was the credit card. And all the houses that she was taking him to, apparently, he was either casing them or stealing from these empty houses. He was caught. He was on parole. He actually got caught, and he's now serving 20 years. There was other crimes that the guy had literally. Some people are such criminals that they go right. The first thing that he did, he needed a few bucks. He found Tinka. He went out with her. And by the way, Tinka is no dummy. For those of you who know her, she's producing more than me, okay? She's a very smart and capable realtor. We're all vulnerable to this, live and learn. David 15?
Yes,
Who are you and where are you?
I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, cool. Welcome.
Thank you. A couple days ago, about 5 days ago, I got inquiry, someone saying that they were from Brooklyn, New York. They're looking to buy a $2 million home in Denver, and something that you said resonated, in that the guy said, "Yeah, I'm widow. I have two kids, and I've gone through scams like somewhat similar to this before." And it's like, "Oh, what are their names?" And I ask them for how old they are, and I'm asking very specific questions. "Oh, where in Brooklyn, New York do you live?" And it seemed legit because he was giving me straight up answers. I sent him a search, and then he sent me the ones that he likes. So he was very interactive. So this must be legit. And then he voluntarily gives me information about, oh, I'm going on a yacht cruise. I got to go or something. And then
Yeah.
voluntarily giving me information that I'm not even asking for. And I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. And then for the past 3 days, he's been sending me a message, "Good morning." And I was like, "Good morning. What can I do?" And he's like, "Oh, how's your day going?" And it seems almost auto-generated. So what I did yesterday, and it seemed to stop the communication, is, "Hey, thanks for asking about my day. What are you doing
His
next
name? It
week?"
didn't happen to be Bryson Jace, was it?
No, it
Okay.
was a
Because this sounds exactly like the case of, I mean,
it was Badger.
yeah, that's the other thing, Ray Badger. Who the fuck is named that? Ray Badger. What kind of name is that?
And his accent doesn't match a Ray
This is a
Badger.
foreign entity that's like, oh, let's take a bunch of names and mix them together.
Ray
Ryan
ba-
Chris. I mean,
and
I've
Ray
never met
Badger
anybody
didn't
named
match
that.
his name. It didn't
Ray
sound like he had
Badger
an
sounds like a
accent.
normal name to me.
But
Okay,
long
well,
long
maybe.
story short, yesterday I said, "Hey, thanks for asking about me. What are you doing next week? Let's do a video of a Zoom buyer consultation. Let me know when you're available next week." And there was no response. And I think this may, because like if you ask for someone, if you think it's a scam, try to get them on video or something. And I think that's what turns them away.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, so yeah, Kenny's been patiently waiting. Kenny, briefly here, because I want to get a couple other questions. Go ahead. You got to unmute yourself there, Kenny. You got that? No?
Why they do land is land's going to be a cash deal. All right. It happened to my friend of mine out here in Bel Air, a big piece of land. Guy said he was out of the country, be back in a month. My friend put it on the market. The land was fenced in, put signs up. He was taking offers until he got a call from a neighbor's maid next door to find out that the whole scam. So watch the land stuff because it's quick cash. It's not going to need a loan. They'll do a quick 2-week escrow. So watch
Yeah.
that.
Just remember, you are part of the scam. What do I mean by that? You want it to be real. That's really what I've seen with all of these things. You want it to be real. The women that were falling for this fake image of me, they wanted me to be a real guy. They wanted me to be the nice guy. They wanted that. And who could blame them? Come on. No, but even beyond that, if you think about it, they've lost they want to get their lives back together. And this guy's committing what I consider one of the worst possible crimes ever. It really truly is. It's one of the worst crimes that you're really going after someone at their most vulnerable. It takes a special place in hell for people like that. I really can't stand that. So, Claudia, did you have up, or was that you just moved?
Oh, no, I was like, I'm in Naples, Florida, and I signed in for a class. It's actually, there's a big fraud going on around here by vacant land.
Ah,
And no, it's like you said, because our images are all over the internet. They actually, somebody's listing and they pick a picture of a female realtor, a couple of them, and they're listing it with, it could be someone from your company, someone from my company, and it looked very legit to a lot of people. And what they're trying to do, catch someone to send money, wire money. And then suddenly the realtor have no idea that she's a listed of whatever. I don't know how they're doing it
yeah,
because they're not even, I don't know how, we have a lot of people coming out of all different countries. So unfortunately, they're trying to buy and they don't know the rules. They have to go to the MLS. They don't know that they need to know that they want to do like the deal. They don't even want to use buyer's agent. So they go straight and wire money.
yeah.
And it's ruining for everybody.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it really does go on and that you really do need to protect yourselves from this. Okay, before we get to wants, needs, and brags, I want to let everyone know our next meeting is next Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about CMAs. We've done this before. Incidentally, if anybody wants to start a CMA a day project, we now have a service where we will do all the work for you. We are actually we need to have an hour-long onboarding with you where we will take all of your background, all of your information, and the farm area that you're looking to get into. And we will go as far as FedExing a CMA a day out to people. It is a paid service, but it is a marketing service that you actually need. This is being made in the wake of the August 17th change to the commissions. You need to go from, if it's not driven into your mind yet, please let me drive it in now. You need to go from being buyer centric to being seller centric. Don't give up on buyers entirely. That's not what I'm saying. But the whole notion of being able to buy buyer leads and expect for someone who just met you to sign a buyer's agreement so easily, it's not the same thing. I want to double down on being a marketing service for realtors to provide an affordable means of you being able to reach out and get the CMAs, what to do, how to follow up, all the information that you need to be able to make it work in an affordable way. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please do either put something up in the chat or Daniel, who's always standing present here, if you could put your contact information, my contact information into the chat, that would be amazing. Okay, wants, needs, and brags. This is the time in the meeting where we get to talk about what you want, what you need, and what you'd like to brag about. I'm going away for Thanksgiving. I'm really excited about that. I haven't been anywhere for Thanksgiving in probably 20 years. Why? Because Thanksgiving is literally my busy season here in Florida. Now I've just said to myself, my kids, I need to spend time with them. And I'm having a whole vacation for myself at that time. So that's what I want to brag about. I'm also involved in several different charities. Oh, I'm closing 2 houses tomorrow, which is fantastic. So I'm very excited about that. So that's my brag. Levette, tell me about your brag.
I am also going away for Thanksgiving. I'll be in Atlanta for the entire week. My cousin is a celebrity chef, so she's
Oh.
having about 30 people over at her house. So I'm going to help her for the whole week. And I have 2 listed appointments tomorrow.
Hey, we love that. Love that. Okay, crush it. Do me a favor. You'll text us and let us know what happens.
I
Good or
will.
bad?
Yes.
Good. Good or bad? We all lose.
The good, bad, and
Found
ugly.
fact that makes you the winner. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Who else wants, needs, or brags? You could even talk about how great you are in your territory. Okay, we got like Brenda, little hand down. Hi, Brenda.
It's not a want, need, or brag. It's just I got my license in Florida almost 2 years ago, but I never did anything with it, and I just moved down to Sarasota area.
Oh,
So if anybody knows anybody or needs help with anything, call me. Let me
so
know.
are we done with Hoboken?
Nope, I'm still doing business there. I'm going to continue. I'm going to go back and forth, and so I still have business there. Listings coming up, so I have not left that until I start making money in Florida. I'm definitely not leaving Hoboken, Jersey City.
When I make it to Sarasota, I'm more likely to be there than Jersey City. I'll definitely let you know. Aubrey in Pittsburgh. Cool. I like Pittsburgh.
How are you?
Good.
So
How are
I
you?
had good. I had a big closing on Monday, which was awesome. That went super smooth.
Great.
And I just got a $3.5 million commercial property written up, signed last night. So I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome. Celebrate these things. Just keep, we put up with a ton of crap in this business. And to brag, I'm telling you, I will do cartwheels for you. And if you lose, I'll talk with you about why you lost and how we could get beyond it. In other words, you're either learning or winning. And I think that's really, really important. Who else? Eitan, remind me about the tiger and the shark. I want to just talk with everyone about the tiger and the shark before we end. Anyone else? Okay, Terry. Terry, you've been quiet this whole meeting. I hope you still have your voice because I need you.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have, I've been working getting a team together here, and a guy on my team, we just signed his first exclusive. So yay for that.
Yay.
Building in Bed-Stuy. So here we go. And we went on a pitch, Upper West Side co-op apartment. So he's coming into his own, and it makes me very happy. I am having Friendsgiving on the
Okay.
Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
We don't sit down, we just put the food out, come and make a plate, come and hang out for a while. So if anyone is in New York City and wants to come up to Westchester in our beautiful house on our a quarter of an acre, you're welcome to come.
That's fabulous.
Oh,
And
that's
Terry, you've always
nice.
been a very generous guy. How many, we've known each other 20 or 25 years now?
Oh, yes, we met in kindergarten, so I'd say it's about 25 years.
It's been a long time, and you're both motivating and honorable, and it's a wonderful characteristic, and everybody always likes you.
Me and my husband having friends Thanksgiving too.
Hey,
And believe it or not, this is the first time I ever gonna cook a turkey, but he's a
okay,
great chef, so I got all my trust on him.
okay.
I'll do the rest. So
Yeah,
it's
look, and
exciting.
there's always takeout.
First turkey.
There's always
No,
Chinese.
no,
You
no.
just run
No,
down
we
the
want
street.
everything from scratch. He's already creating his book about cooking and everything.
Ah,
He's like, he's not a real chef and career-wise, but he's a great chef.
I got it. Well, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the turkey.
Happy
I'll do that.
Thanksgiving. That is
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
that is fabulous. Well, we're not there yet, but yeah. Okay,
Almost.
so let me give you a quick example here. I think you really need to know to hear this. The tiger and the shark, and I'm going to ask all of you this. If a tiger and a shark were to get into a fight, who would win? Who wants to have a guess?
The tiger?
Well,
Okay.
depends where they're fighting. If they're fighting in the water, definitely the shark.
We got right to the answer. Exactly.
Yeah.
These could
Really?
both be considered apex predators, right? The tiger is going to not lose if it's on land, and the shark will not lose if it's in the water. Why do I bring that up? Let's go back to my single days when I was at a timeshare, with people at the beach. Aside from my being totally brutally handsome, which everyone knows, I'm not the kind of guy to pick up a girl on the beach. Why? I still have a belly. I don't have that swagger that these guys have and all that at the beach and all that. So I never really won there. But the observation that I made, and this is single ed, again, a long time ago, is that I was able to meet the same ladies later that evening in restaurants, bars, nightclubs, that type of thing. Now, why? Because that's where I was a tiger. Okay. On the beach, I was a tiger on the water. I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Where do you sell? Where is your best environment to actually sell in? If you say to me that you hate cold calling, don't do it. Don't do it. There's some gurus that are going to go you and tell you if it doesn't work, just remember that diet years ago, Slim and Fast, a shake for breakfast, a shake for lunch, and then a sensible meal. Anybody remember those commercials? What's a sensible meal when you had 2 drinks all day? The side of a cow? It's not going to work. And the same thing with if you're not in the environment that actually works for you, you're not going to get into a mate. You're not going to be able to get a sale. You're not going to be. So the first key to all of this, and I wish that they would teach this in sales training, is to identify the best possible sales environment for you. Here's the good news, despite what I just said. You could make money in so many different ways in real estate. I'm a farmer. I'm an apostle of farming. I want all of you to be farmers. I think there's a lot of money to be made as a real estate farmer, actually going out and getting it. But there are people in this meeting who cold call and make a lot of money cold calling. There are people who just focus on mailers and advertising that way. If you actually build a plan and decide where you're going to shine, you're going to raise the probability of selling. I want to leave you with that thought. I want you to come next Wednesday morning to talk about the CMAs. If you're interested in our CMA service, we will do it for you. It's affordable, it's available, and it works. And here's the thing, you will make money. Okay? That's what we really are here for. We're trying to all figure out how to make money. In any case, I'm grateful. Terry, are you all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is really good. When Terry says, oh, yeah, it makes me say, I'm really glad all of you came today. It sure is good seeing you. And I look forward to seeing everyone next Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. for another exciting episode of
Rain Nation.
Mazel Tov. I love that. That's very good.
Thank
Thank
you
you
all
all so much, guys. Aubrey, I hope
you.
that we can catch
Thanks,
up.
Edmund.
Claudia, I'd love to catch up. I haven't seen you in ages. Ron, anyone that's new to the meeting,
Yes,
it's great to
absolutely.
catch up by phone. And Aton put the calendar link here. So if any of you want to quickly click that before I sign out, you can schedule a quick 15-minute with me because I'd really love to meet you if I've not done that. Also, if you could send, if you want further information, Daniel, you mind putting your email in there as well? You could always reach out to Daniel. Daniel's been with me now for 5 years. He works very, very hard to make these meetings as flawless as possible. And are you able to put your email address in there, Daniel? Okay, because I don't see it yet. And that's just great. So terrific, guys. It's really, really good to see all of you. I hope again that we could catch up offline and make it a great and productive week.
Thank you,
God
Edmund.
bless you.
Bless
Have a
you.
good week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.